Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon on the national news this hour from BGI Television. My name is Morire Rabila Lawal. First, the news headlines. Tinubu has taken major steps to revamp the country. Sunday, Igboho. Misappropriation of SIP funds sparks calls for Tinubu to probe Buhari government. Troops rejects 12 million naira bribe. Arrest 12 transactional smugglers of illicit substance in Ogun. Major shake-up as Nigerian Army generals retire. On sport, Wester off. Uwano in shock as questions about Super Eagles' performance against Equatorial Guinea. The news in detail. Oludua Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, also known publicly as Sunday Igboho, has applauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stating that he has taken major steps to revamp the nation. He also thanked God to grant the president long life and good health. He is doing well, and so far he has taken major steps to revamp the country. Many of the key appointments in key offices so far show he is aware of things around him. Igboho went on to state that Yoruba people are suffering. I want Mr. President to remember that the Yorubas are suffering. He will definitely use 8 years. God will help him through the governance process. God will grant him a long life to be able to turn this country around. I'm currently in my base in Germany with my family, and I know God is in charge of my life. I have no work here in Germany. My work is in Nigeria. I'm a car dealer. I've been selling cars since 1996, says Sunday Igboho. With respect to my properties that were destroyed, I leave all to God. It's the one that owns our lives. We should all be after a good name and work. Those whose lives were lost during the incident at my house pained me. Even my mother lost her life during the Yoruba nation struggle. I will bury my mother soon when I return to Nigeria. Allegations of massive fraud in the operations of the National Social Investment Program Agency, NSIPA, as well as the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, have sparked calls for President Bola Tinubu to probe the administration of his predecessor, former President Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari set up the agency in 2016, a year after he assumed office as Nigeria's president, to drive his administration's National Social Investment Program, NSIP. The social investment programs were conceived to tackle poverty and hunger across the country. The agency is currently an agency under the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation was also set up by Buhari's administration, originally as the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. Buhari established the ministry via an executive pronouncement on Wednesday, August 21, 2019. The NSIPA programs, namely Empower, Conditional Cash Transfer, Government Enterprise and Empowerment, and Homegrown School Feeding, as well as the overall mandate of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, were expected to alleviate poverty in the country and provide support to distressed Nigerians. But a cross-section of Nigerians, including civil society organizations and political activists, who gave their own aims, noted that the establishment of the institution has become counterproductive. They say the NSIPA and the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation have become synonymous with corruption. Moving on to the next story. Troops of 192 Battalion, the 81 Division Nigerian Army have arrested 2 transactional drug smugglers with 296 wraps of illicit substances suspected to be cannabis sativa in Ogun State. The Director, Army Public Relations Officer, Major General Oyema Onwachukwu, said the troops, acting on credible intelligence, intercepted a suspected transnational drug syndicate operating with a Sienna 2001 model space bus with registration number Lagos APP 129EF, loaded with illicit substances suspected to be cannabis sativa. He said the suspects were intercepted along Balogun border in Ogun State on Sunday, January 14, 2023. Major General Onwachukwu said the troops, while conducting a thorough search on the vehicle, detected layers of compartment packed with 296 wraps of substance suspected to be cannabis sativa. He said following preliminary investigation, it was revealed that the wraps of illicit substance were being transported from Benin Republic through Ilara border communities and Route E4 in Ogun. The Nigerian Army has announced the retirement of a total of 9 generals from service. This was made known in a statement on Sunday by the Director of Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Onwachukwu Steele. The generals who are from the Finance Corps of the service are Major General A.O. Adetayo, Major General J.E. Jako, Major General A.R. Bakari, Major General A.B. Adamu, Brigadier General N.L. Isama, Brigadier General O.F. Onwuyeye, Brigadier General O.A. Adenuga, and Brigadier General I.I. Adamu. According to Onwachukwu, the passing out parade was held in honor of senior officers on Friday. The Nigerian Army Finance Corps WASA 2023 featured rich cultural performances by different cultural troops, a tug of war between female soldiers and soldiers' wives, presentation of awards to outstanding soldiers and prizes to performing cultural troops. The retirement of the 9 generals comes less than a month after 113 generals bowed out of the Nigerian Army on December 19, 2023. Alleged members of Greenland Court gang headed by a wanted court kingpin Silas Oderike, alias General, who was killed by police in a major operation at Oderike community of Awada, West local government area of Rivers State. Operative of the Rivers State Police Command have killed the notorious robber and the kingpin of Greenland Court gang, Silas Oderike. Oderike, alias General, has been on the run for past 4 years, evading arrest by police. While announcing the elimination of the court kingpin, the Rivers Police Command in a press statement signed by SP Grace Iringe Koko, its spokesperson, said Silas Oderike's reign of terror came to an end when he resisted arrest and opened fire on the police, resulting in his death. She stated further, as the head of the Greenlanders Cults group in the Obe clan of Awada West local government area. Oderike and his gang were infamous for their criminal activities, which included armed robbery, land grabbing, unauthorized sales of buildings, and brutal attacks on those who dared to oppose them. She added that the cult leader would also order the destruction of houses in the community that resisted his criminal enterprises. On the event that led to his death, the police spokesperson said, on January 11, 2024, the police received information about Oderike's gang's robbery operation, which also involved vandalizing the property of the late monarch Eze Robinson O. Robinson. Responding swiftly, the police chased the criminals out of the town. However, the defiant general rallied his gang and launched an attack on the community-owned tank farm in Oderike, intending to loot its content. It was during this sabotage attempt that the police managed to apprehend the gang and shot him dead. From Rivers to Ogun. A tragedy struck last Wednesday when a Service Corps member of the National Youth Service Corps, identified as Madaishe Emmanuel, reportedly died in his apartment in Shokeson Street, Olugo area of Abeokuta, Ogun State. Gathered on Sunday that the incident was said to have occurred after the mother of the deceased failed in an attempt to reach Emmanuel on his mobile phone. When the deceased phone rang out of several attempts, the mother was said to have begun to look for someone who would help check on Emmanuel at his apartment in Shokeson. Correspondent learned from eyewitnesses who identified himself as Toyo that the mother phoned one of the corps members' friends, identified simply as Olumide, about her inability to reach Emmanuel on the phone. The eyewitness said after receiving the information from Emmanuel's mother, Olumide left his room for the corps member's apartment to discover that the room had been locked from inside. Further information learned that when all attempts to open the door failed, Olumide, along with other neighbors, was said to have been greeted with the lifeless body of Emmanuel on the floor of the apartment after they forced the door open. Correspondent contacted the police public relations officer, Omolola Odutala, on Sunday. She confirmed the incident but said there was no indication that it was a suicide or murder, as there was no mark of violence found on the body of the deceased. Lastly, on sports. Clemens Westerhoff asked many questions in his comments shortly after Nigeria Super Eagles match with Equatorial Guinea on Sunday afternoon. He was disappointed that Super Eagles were held to a 1-1 draw in their opening match. His tenure in Nigeria arguably remains the best. After qualifying the Super Eagles for their first World Cup in 1994, Nigeria ranked 5th in the FIFA ranking that year, the best any African country has ever attained. He also won Nigeria's second AFCON in Tunisia. Who are these players? He asked about the Eagles in Ivory Coast. Who is the coach of Nigeria? How long were they in camp? How long have they all been together? He asked repeatedly, not allowing any answers. The Super Eagles will have to improve for Thursday's night high-profile showdown with Ivory Coast, the host nation, who opened proceedings with a comfortable 2-0 win over Guinea-Bissau on Saturday. This is not Nigeria. I know Nigeria and how they play. I know the strength of Nigeria. I wanted to see football. I didn't see football. This is not my dear Nigeria, Westerhoff said regrettably. Chidi Nwanu, who played under Westerhoff, reacted from his base in Belgium. Is this working football? He texted while the game was on. When it ended, his reaction with the question, is this how low Nigeria football has been? I cancelled my appointment today to watch any of our nation's football match. It was not worth it at all. Tell me, is this how bad the football has come? Since making any signs that Mikel Obi has been saying a few things about our problems, I think the NFF should listen to him. With the sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu has taken major steps to revamp the country. Sunday Igboho. Misappropriation of SIP funds sparked calls for Tinubu to probe Buhari government. Troops reject 12 million naira bribe, arrest 2 transnational smugglers of illicit substances in Ogun. Major shake-up as Nigerian Army generals retire. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagede Imo Television. Can you subscribe and click on the notification bell? Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For other placement of goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.